This is no longer a blind run of BloodRayne 2. There is a good reason for that, and that reason is called kestrels. You'll be seeing what I mean soon enough.
Damn it, Severin, I'm trapped in this dive. What the hell is going on out there?
These thugs are coming out of the woodwork. Rayne, you're going to have to find another way out. Be careful. You may have company.
And here's what all that fanfare about the cop car was all about. In the end of the last video, it just crashed into the bar, didn't kill Severin or anybody important. Severin got out at the very last second before we got trapped inside here. Now we are inexplicably going towards the attic of the bar.
Oh, you didn't need that, did you?
There happen to be random thugs to sexually harass us back here. Of course. Wouldn't be a BloodRayne game without that sort of thing.
Oh, didn't they tell you? District's closed, honey. Adult swim. Everybody out of the pool!
Jesus, trapped in a burning honky-tonk, and the jukebox is downstairs. Somebody's gonna suffer for this.
So yeah, these thugs, who are quite a bit hardier than the fancy pants aristocrats we were fighting in the last level, are now teleporting into the bar as it burns down through a flaming cop car. And that's not gonna matter at all.
You boys should have let me finish my drink.
The only purpose these guys serve is to feed the fan. If we line this up right, yeah, we could have gotten our meal and tossed them right in the fan too. Plenty more people willing to stop this fan at all costs. And it costs them dearly. She's unarmed now, so top off our health a bit. This is one hell of a tough fan, but it's clearly almost destroyed. And I do like the attention to detail that it does slowly get more and more destroyed as we throw more bodies into it.
Wow, still running, huh?
Just barely. Our lock-on only works when we are directly facing someone.
And there you go. That was one hell of a well-built fan.
She ain't kidding. Our health pool is still miserable, so we desperately need to get a few carnage levels going. I don't think we've had a single permanent level up yet in this playthrough. And I suspect we are terribly underleveled for this point of the game. These machines, their textures are far too low resolution to see what the game is called, but we can see BloodRayne right there on the demo screen. Doing nothing in particular. It's apparently an arcade machine of the first game. I wouldn't mind playing that. You could probably read what the titles are supposed to be if you were playing one of the many BloodRayne 2 re-releases that now exist, but more on that later.
Very creative, Rayne.
Yeah, well, I try.
We're picking up heavy activity over at an old meatpacking plant called Ray's Meats.
Sounds delicious.
Just get over there and see what you can find out.
When I was going into this level blind, I was really hoping that the meatpacking factory we're heading to would be like the one from The Punisher or The Darkness. Just really gross corpses everywhere. And machines designed to chop up those corpses, which we could feed human bodies to. I ended up being disappointed. I don't know why he went that way. But we got a forklift to get some carnage points off of. That guy died on his way to the forklift. No, he didn't. Rain just missed. Not anymore. Hit him on the side of the forklift blade. But he had so little health, he still went right through it. Of course, we have jumping puzzles. Always gotta check aura vision, just in case you're missing some weird platforms you're supposed to climb up. I do think I'm quite a bit better at these pole segments.
Hey, what happened to the other guys?
They were beat, knocked off early.
Uh-oh. They're getting carnage points off of us by knocking us off of high places. And getting us stuck, floating in midair. Now that they're over near the edge, though, for one thing, they're going to start throwing Molotov cocktails at us, apparently. Rain. Ugh, whatever. I wanted to yank him off the edge with the harpoon.
Hey,
Instead, they got me in midair with a Molotov. What the hell? And of course, saw that coming a mile away.
that trick went smoky on us.
Quite a bit of slowdown and dropped frames as I'm doing these platforming segments. But they're done for now. That's going to be consistent throughout this level. Seems like they may have loaded too much into this level. It is quite a large area we'll be exploring before the next loading zone.
Oh, why's it gotta be like that?
There's often a cutscene in slow motion to really show off what our carnage kills look like. They usually consist of a body just falling off a ledge. Often with a bit of a hilarious ragdoll as they hit the ground. But it's the same thing every time. We can use our other fatalities to increase our rage meter quite a bit, since we have full blood ammo at the moment. Hey, I did it.
Careful in there,
Clothesline
Rain.
with the blades. Severin is going to be constantly having codec calls with Rain. I've cranked up the dialogue volume because it was close to inaudible underneath all the sound effects, and it's still not a very good balance. But it's roughly the best I can do at the moment. Maybe I'll tweak it more later. But most of the dialogue is unnecessary. A lot of what Rain says is pithy and interesting, but Severin is gonna give us a lot of tutorials that are really, really obvious. Particularly throughout this level. You can shoot this shipping container from the bottom side, and it causes it to fall down somehow. It's on a really precarious forklift thing. Crane, I believe they're called. Yep. Buffered my input while I was faced the wrong way. And as we go through another platforming segment, yeah, I mentioned there are now many remakes of BloodRayne 2. Like, for example, in the last video, I joked about how this game should be called BloodRayne Revamped. That's a pretty good pun name. As of November 18th, between this recording and the last one, this game now is called BloodRayne Revamped. Didn't even know that was going to happen. It was announced just a few days before I put that video out. But, there is a new version of BloodRayne 2, which you can purchase on modern consoles. And it is called BloodRayne Revamped in 4K. And that's the only significant difference.
Looks like an entrance to Ray Ray's Meats. There's a truckload of idiots screwing around with an old garbage truck crusher. It looks like it's blocking the entrance.
Well, you're going to have to find a way to get past it.
Those guys are going in that garbage truck.
Feeding time.
It's already smoking.
Uh-oh. Didn't get them all with my clothesline. Who knows how far back we'll be going. So yeah, BloodRayne Revamped you can now purchase. You may recall that when I did BloodRayne 1, I talked about BloodRayne The Terminal Cut, which was a remake of BloodRayne 1 and 2, which came out in November of 2020. Which means in 1 year's time, this game has been remade and re-released twice. Both in HD, playable on modern consoles. And, in between those two remakes, BloodRayne Betrayal had another re-release. That game was already in HD, so the new release is now in 4K, and it has voice acting and difficulty levels, which was a much-needed quality-of-life feature for BloodRayne Betrayal. It is far too difficult for most people to play it. For pretty much anyone to play it, honestly. Like, that's a game you have to get stuck on basically every level before you can make any progress. Most reviews of that game complained about how difficult it was. Even in the age of Dark Souls popularity, where difficulty is considered automatically good, Betrayal was a little too much. So now you can play it at a reasonable difficulty.
I'm in love.
Rain always targets the incorrect person, in my experience. Give me some carnage points. And BloodRayne, the Terminal Cut, if you already owned one of the non-functional versions of BloodRayne, which didn't work on modern consoles anymore, they just gave you the Terminal Cut for free.
It looks like it's blocking the entrance.
So
You're going to have to find a way to get
they didn't
past
try to sell that to most people.
You keep pulling that lever, you're gonna burn. Look, it's already smoking.
That's why Revamped is technically not a ripoff, because it's for people who didn't have a different version of BloodRayne ready to go.
You should run. It won't help, but it might make you feel better.
And in that way, kind of nice of the developers, or rather the publisher at this point. The reason we've had 5 re-releases of different BloodRayne games in the last year is because BloodRayne, the IP, was purchased by a publisher called Ziggurat Games, bought from Majesco. And they really want to get the name out about this IP, apparently. People suspect that it may be them setting it up for a BloodRayne 3 to finally come out. So far, nothing has been announced. But yeah, it's a very weird time for me to have just randomly decided to play through all the BloodRayne games. At least the 2 important ones. Because, turns out, a lot of people are playing through these bizarre old games that haven't had a new entry in a decade. BloodRayne Betrayal first came out in 2011. So yeah, roughly a decade.
Well, that's a wash. Looks like I missed all the action.
No way. They couldn't have gotten up that fast. Rain, I think you might want...
Too bad, pretty. Would have been a pretty mess you made.
Yeah? Hold that thought. This mess is just getting started.
Ha! You talk big. You want to talk big to my boys? I'll just watch.
Yep, that was a kestrel. And she didn't seem too bad.
You guys shouldn't have.
Kind of just a generic villain, taunting Rain here. She didn't even have much of an affectation to her voice. Just happened to call Rain pretty. That was her whole deal. But you may have noticed that there were other kestrels up there. And they don't all talk quite that well, unfortunately. Also, we're gonna have to fight them. I am gonna want to feed the forklift. Because we're so close to a level up. One away, I think. Up, but he's down. There we go.
Yeah, I can go all night now.
Level up. Now there's gonna be a lot of guys here. We'll use some Blood Rage, chop a few of them up. There is a locational damage system in this game. You can do mid-range attacks, high attacks, or low attacks, and that will affect what parts of their bodies fly off when you kill them. At the moment, it doesn't matter at all. Perhaps it will be involved in mechanics later on, but for now it's just, do you want to see decapitations? Or do you want to see legs get chopped off? From the resulting hopping animation, legs getting chopped off is a pretty good choice. Definitely want to keep our carnage up, though. Never know when you'll need another level up. Wrong way, Rain. Wrong way, Rain. Bah. Oh, I threw a guy into a fire, though. That should be worth carnage points. Looks like this might be the last guy. So I'll use him to top off some of my stuff. Nice.
What else you got? Why don't you come down here and try some yourself?
Want to, but too much else to do.
Rain, don't go. You know a trap when you see one, right? Her men are hiding on the rooftops.
Nothing doing, Severin. I can take them all. I've never seen Dampier like this. I want to add her to my collection.
Yes, good. You come get me.
Oh, the kestrel has already started to infantilize herself. For some reason. But for now, she's just staring at us. Hey, Kestrel.
Watch the step. Tricky, tricky.
Bulletproof.
Rain, it's not worth it.
They're on my turf and I'm not liking it.
It's a very lazy chase sequence. I don't want to reach the end, because it's not going to be good for me.
Still hiding behind your chumps?
What can I say? They're very loyal, my boys. And there's so many of them.
Keep her from the kestrel!
So all of the thugs are enthralled by the kestrel, who is like a ninja lady with cyber armor, which renders her bulletproof. Or at least immune to us shooting blood at her. Maybe we should have picked a gun that shoots bullets. Then we might be doing a little better, but nah. Rain's too stylish for that. The kestrel cannot have any of her animations interrupted, and many of them do tremendous amounts of damage. And you never can really tell when she's done with a combo, or when it's gonna keep going for 2 or 3 more hits. And she has a throwing attack, which does all of your HP in one hit. Yep, she murdered my victim outright. Hopefully this blood rage will be enough.
Kinda stings, huh?
Gonna still try and dodge attacks while in blood rage, so that it'll last longer. So far, so good. That went well enough.
Oops, that for me. Gotta go now, pretty. But we deal with you later, okay?
Get back here, you coward! I'm not finished with you yet.
Let it go, Rain.
Those kestrels are the ones running the show.
Then you're bound to see them again. We've got a situation on the streets. Police have arrived and they're getting massacred. Goons are shutting down operations here and moving out.
So that kestrel fight could have gone so much worse. I've gotten stuck on that thing for a very long time. And our reward for that needlessly difficult fight is she ran away. So we're gonna have to fight her again. Took almost all of our resources to get her down once. And she'll be back. Disarm this guy. And put his blood in my gun. We can also, I mean, I mentioned it before, level up our gun, but it takes forever. And we have so little ammo. And right now the damage is underwhelming. At least we don't have to fight those guys. They got wiped out by the environment. And I believe that massively increased our carnage gauge. Drop the crowbar, jerk. I'm trying to eat you here. Usually 2 direct hits will knock a weapon out of a person's hand, and then the third one knocks them down, and then you have to wait for them to get up. By that point, they've taken so much damage that they've barely got any health left to give you.
Keep following the rooftops and you should find an area with street access. Get down there before they disappear.
Enemies with baseball bats and wooden planks and stuff are much, much scarier than enemies with guns. Super weird choice. Because you're obviously going to want to be hacking and slashing close up. But in doing so, you deprive yourself of important resources.
Screw this!
That guy's scared of us, but still coming at us like he's not. That's bravery.
There's more here if you want some.
All that work, still at half health. We'll feed on this guy a bit, then kick him off the edge. Or through the edge. That works too. Down to street level. We've actually seen the last of the meatpacking plant that I was so excited for when I saw the name in this level. It's really not even a part of it. Probably got some carnage points for that guy burning up. What are you aiming at, Rain?
Okay, Rain, they're headed down the street to the crosstown tunnel.
What the hell? Just take it down.
Move it out! Get to the station!
Just gotta make our way through these streets. Nothing much else to it. Ooh. What does targeting the truck do? Blows it up. Let me try this real quick. Okay, that's not working at all. I wanted to kind of shoot directly down onto that gas tank. Hopefully blow these guys up. No such luck. Hopefully our gun level ups include ammo level ups, because 40 ammo is not enough to work with. Can't do anything with our legendary dragon guns. They were thought to be a myth. They punish you for using them by stealing your very blood. And they suck. I sincerely hope that changes by the end of the game. Doesn't look like we're getting carnage for throwing people into fires. That's a shame. Had that crowbar hidden behind his back. I had no idea.
Get off! Get off me! Get off me!
Put his spinal fluids in my gun and discard the husk.
You again.
Hello, pretty. You still beating on my boys?
Here's why I wanted my resources up. We were due for a rematch. And she killed all my blood bags. All except one. Yep, then she killed me. They don't give you a lot of breathing room, these kestrels. These fights can be very difficult. Tried to top off my health going in. Couldn't get any carnage. Or much blood. Okay, we checkpointed at the kestrel fight though. With the same amount of health. Which is less than ideal. Doesn't want me killing this last minion. So obviously I have to. There he goes. My rage is nearly full, so that's pretty good. Ugh, but her combo just keeps going. Uninterruptible. Also, many of our animations are uninterruptible. So we'll start attacking her. Then her attacks will keep going. So will ours. And she'll do a gigantic portion of my health. So what we can do
Yeah, kinda stings, huh?
is lock on, and we can use the jump button while we're locked on to do like side strafing moves. Very quickly get us out of harm's way. So she of course has spinning ballerina moves. That will hit us from any direction. Didn't save her in the end, though. And we got a bloodstream upgrade for our gun.
Severin. Okay, I get it. The bad guys are rounding up street people like sheep, led by these kestrel Dampier. You got anything on file?
Yeah. Kestrel on old school strain from Eastern Asia. Looks like birds figure heavily into the ancestral line. Listen, I'm up at the old Union Station up the road. Looks like they're corralling all the civilians here.
So our goal is to save all these street thugs from the kestrels who are using them to rule the streets and stop us in our goal. Our mostly undefined goal at the moment. We are eventually going to try and kill more of Kagan's kids. But Right now, we don't really have a beat on any of them. We just sort of tracked one down to the meatpacking plant, and then we left the meatpacking plant. Seemingly by accident. Get good amount more rage. I have a feeling we'll be needing it.
You still in play, pretty? Thought maybe you got left behind in the noise. Ha! True, true. We very loud tonight. Don't care. World needs to be scared. We're taking over. We're coming out.
Okay. Until sunrise anyway, right?
Oh, you see, we like a big bang. Like a big surprise, too. True, true. You big surprise, pretty. Play so rough. Wanna play on our side, maybe?
Yeah, sorry ladies. I'm hanging on to my indie status. Free agency's where it's at.
Okay. You too tough then. Stay tough, pretty.
So, Severin revealed that the kestrels originate from Eastern Asia. And now, all of a sudden, they're talking like Jar Jar Binks. You'd think by 2004, they would have learned the lesson that Star Wars taught everybody. Unfortunately not. These kestrels are nightmarish boss fights, incredibly irritating, horribly unsatisfying because there's always more every time you kill them, even though they are really, really difficult to kill in the first place. And they're horrible racist stereotypes that shouldn't be in the game anyway. Yet I assume they still are, even to this day with the 2021 re-release that just came out the other day. Bit of a warts and all revisit of BloodRayne.
Well, throw a dog a bone.
This was a mistake a lot of vampire properties were making at the time.
Oh my god, I'm horrible.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, very popular vampire game from this day and age. Horrifically racist. Basically the entire game is Orientalism. Really, really gross, that game. This game is nowhere near that bad. At least, not yet. I don't know if it gets worse. Boy, yeah, you can't get anywhere near these kestrels. It sucks so much. They don't let you play the game. It's all hit and run. And this game has very slow animations, because they're supposed to be grand and impressive. Just cool flourishes to everything, which means they're slow, which means you can't use them against the ridiculously fast boss fights here. It's like the kestrels were designed to be in a different game, and then they just sort of showed up here. I don't know what game would want them. Not a game I would like to play, and BloodRayne 2 was a game I really wanted to play. As of the last video, I was having a great time. These enemies have single-handedly killed most of that goodwill. But we gotta get rid of them for progress. You don't want to do fatalities in front of them because they cheat and will attack you with their highly damaging attacks while you're doing fatalities. By being on different elevations, we could sort of resist a lot of her attacks.
Feeding time.
But not enough. Now we're both at low health, and well, I'm in a bad situation. I need some kind of opportunity here. All the enemies are armed. I'm 1 millimeter away from a Carnage level up. but no real opportunity to get it.
Murder is the best workout.
We got it. Hell yeah. Get over here, Kestrel. You're fucked now. Actually, thanks to cutscene teleportation, she's not fucked at all.
She split, man.
She ran away, as the Kestrels always do mid-boss fight. And now we have to chase her down and fight her again.
Fat bitch. How'd she do that?
Like I said, these boss fights are very unsatisfying, especially for how difficult they are. Even as I level up,
That's a nice invitation.
my health seems to stay around the same level. Carnage level ups really don't represent a very large permanent increase to our health and rage pools. Reunited.
Nice try, Kestrel, but it's the end of the line. Now, where's the other one?
Finish roundup. Meet shepherds at club.
Looked like she was about to make a miraculous recovery before we finally struck her down.
Rah! Come on, Lostrom. Still got work to do. Finish pretty after.
At least we interrupted their work. Temporarily. But we learned the Silver Circlet. So now we can do... There it is. The ballerina move that attacks everybody at the same time. That the Kestrels love so damn much. That symbol there, it's a little misleading. We actually want to go to this door behind the train, and that'll lead us to a path that will eventually get us over to that symbol. Let's keep our guns filled up.
Hey,
Maybe try and
what's
get
the
a
cat, bitch?
level on those things. But I'm almost out of ammo again already. I don't know what she was throwing him at. I was trying to throw him at the flaming barrel. We'll just drain her face into our guns and shoot it at her friends. Which is admittedly awesome, even as ineffective as these guns are. We'll even try out Bloodstream mode. Just find a target here.
Don't screw around. Hit her hard.
She took out a kestrel.
What? Not only the masters could do that.
That's what you call an urban myth, chumps.
Bloodstream mode is fully automatic for guns that have a 40 round max clip. So not great at the moment. If we touch water, we take tons of damage. So we gotta avoid that.
Just don't let her get into the goddamn ventilation system.
Something makes me want to get into the goddamn ventilation system all of a sudden. Oh. These beer kegs are explosive. I guess they might be propane. Oh, by the way, this is technically a different level from the meatpacking plant. Very similar environments. And also, we never actually saw the meatpacking plant. but as soon as we killed the first kestrel, we actually moved on to a level called the Union Station. Which means that we're facing 2 very short levels for some reason. The mansion level was very well paced, I think. About an hour long, maybe a little shorter if you know the pathway through. Decent length for a level. Then they give us 2 levels that are about 20 minutes long, with very long, drawn-out boss fights to pad that out. There she goes. Can we keep up? Her armor must be heavy as hell, because as soon as she touched this rafter, it opened up a shortcut down to the bottom floor.
These are kinda shaky. Hey, you kids, be careful up here. You're gonna catch your deaths.
And of course, Rayne is eager to give the thugs a shortcut to the bottom floor themselves. The difference being they can't make their way back up afterwards. That's some free carnage for us. Can we shoot this guy from here? Oh, we can shoot something. Killed him like 3 times. With the explosion and the fire and the falling. Maybe it was worth 3 carnage kills. Our bar certainly jumped up quite a bit. Don't think we want to go that way. There we go. Carefully transfer over. Grab a meal along the way. Get some carnage from it too. That's satisfying. The sheer variety of kills and the sadism of it all. Still very good. Breaking it up with these terrible boss fights, less so. But at least we get some reward for making our way through them. I do wish we could skip the carnage cutscenes there, but we can't. We do have to watch them in slow motion every time.
Hi, I'm not interrupting, am I?
Was just leaving to a better world, pretty.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna send you to a different one anyway.
Of course, we have to matrix dodge those knives. Matrix is also not above Orientalism, unfortunately. Maybe that's where this game got it from. They certainly got quite a bit from the Matrix. Hey, end of level. Has me salivating for more kestrel fights. Bring 'em on.
Off now, but you'll get yours soon, pretty.
Okay, she broke the controls for the shutters. And now we need to complete the circuit, I guess? It's not really how electricity works. But it is in BloodRayne. The electrocution voice clips are the best. And since this is a killing puzzle, we are supplied with infinite guys, which we can use to grind experience or whatever the hell we feel like doing with them. The guys themselves offer no real challenge. Rayne is ridiculously powerful. But that's all we needed. Just a simple little killing puzzle. Don't even need to fight the rest of them, or anyone else who pops up in our way.
Kiss the ground, lady.
This guy's trying to mug us.
Pin her down!
Oh, we got a shotgunner. We have fought some shotgunners already. But like any video game shotgunner, they do tremendous amounts of damage all at once, if you're not careful. Fortunately, they are terrible shots.
Who is that?
You want to go down and ask her? All I know is she ain't minion and she ain't
But she moves like kestrel.
So the thugs are officially called minions. Ooh, I found a spike. Nice. But yeah, these guys are proud to call themselves minions at this point. Maybe they're Twisted Metal fans, and they know that Minion is the ultimate badass in the entire series. Oh. We missed the guy sliding down the stairs on that door there. Right into the fire like a jackass. This is a very dangerous workspace. Steel bars sticking out of every wall. And let's watch this guy. No animation when we grab him and feed on him. Completely broken. I love it. That's consistent. That happened in my last playthrough as well. Which means I do suspect we might be coming up on another consistent glitch later at the end of this video, which is less funny. But that remains to be seen. Let's try to be optimistic for now. Union Station here does at least look like a train station. Throw the guitarist off the edge.
So sweet.
I think we might get more carnage based on the amount of HP that our victim has when we throw them to their death. Or onto a spike, or whatever we end up doing to them. Get some ammo off this last one. And we gotta go through here, maybe? Interesting. Into a blood fountain. Didn't see this coming, quite honestly. Like, even though I played through this level, I did not find this area, and I don't know what purpose it serves. Huh. I don't know what that was. I think it might have fully refilled our health and rage. Interesting. I guess I'll have to be on the lookout for random vampire doors. Huh. It certainly looked cool, whatever the hell that was. Spill some soda everywhere, and then leap down an elevator shaft, which would kill any other person. But no, Rayne's too strong to die from falling. All of our resources are filled up. Fighting people would just be a waste of time. Could grind some gun experience off of him. Shoot this guy in the back as he doesn't notice us at all. So yeah, apparently it takes 10 bullets to kill one of these random thugs. and draining them of all of their life from an uninjured state to dead gains us 10 bullets.
That was a pretty frantic call for just one little girl.
Maybe, but the long guns ain't shooting. Be careful.
There more you around, lady?
No, just me.
Love that guy just casually asking us, should we be worried about multiple BloodRaynes? As his final words before being reduced to chunks. Okay, so our progress arrow leads to the back door there. But if we go there, it'll be locked. This is a section where they just want us to kill a bunch of guys. They do a bad job of flagging when it's a room where we're supposed to kill everybody, or a room where we need to carnage kill a bunch of people in a specific way, or if it's just a room that we can run through. This is a kill everybody room.
I can go all night now.
So I might as well use it for some level ups. Just lure everybody up to the rafters. Here's one. Ah, my harpoon's not long enough. Is she still alive? Yeah, she landed on a lower level. And so did that one. Threw her into a box. That might kill her. They all have one scream for each gender of thug. Minion, I guess. So you get to hear it a lot. Not getting many carnage points, because it seems like a lot of the people I'm throwing off aren't dying. That one just fell over. There we go, that was a pretty big boost. Our camera cannot go through walls, which is kind of a old school programming error. This game is much more well made than the first one, but it has so many frustrating mechanics. I don't know what to think of it yet. This level certainly is not very good. I guess this pair of levels. Neither the meatpacking plant nor the Union Station are great.
Oh my god, what's going on here?
Faster we lock this section down, the faster we can get the hell out of
Hey,
here.
be careful. None of that up there looks too solid.
These guys don't want to volunteer for carnage kills, but they're gonna. And one more. Get a little bit more health. And yeah, it didn't count as carnage to throw him that great distance. Knowing that this is a separate train-themed level makes that clock tower make a lot more sense. First time playing through this, I thought this was all meatpacking plant. Didn't realize we had transitioned to a new level. So that clock tower kind of threw me for a loop.
Your quarry are taking the high road.
I see that. What's between me and them?
Why, the fabulous Club Straighters.
Club what? Severin's pronunciation is atrocious. It's that fake half British accent that he's doing. Ah, Club Strages. Of course what he was saying wasn't a word. Why would it be? Who uses words in Vampire World? Yeah, we've had full rage for quite a while here.
Horrible.
Use our area of effect attack for no good reason. It's not very good.
Ooh, you might want to wrap that in ice.
And doing a full rotation of the analog stick is not often very convenient.
I'll be here all week, folks. Every show is different.
We did have to at some point shoot down that club sign. It is required for progress. We got a statue of a bunch of spikes. Just waiting to be filled with bodies. Nice. From downtown. And one last victim. Get a little extra blood. And hit the club. That bloodstain was a guy who would have been shooting at us with a machine gun. But the sign got him.
That's loud. Sounds like you found the club proper.
Oh, damn it. Somebody sprang a blood field on me. I'm trapped on the dance floor with a kestrel safe in the booth. And here comes the goon squad.
Minions can't work a blood field, only Dampier. The kestrel must be the one you've got to take out to dissipate the field.
Can't get to her directly. It's not all bad. I kinda like this song.
This finally explains why BloodRayne has a techno dance song as its theme music. Maybe it explains why so many of the enemy attack moves look like dance moves, too. It's at least hardcore dancing. So we'll just lure them into attack. Try and split them up. Not going great so far.
That's a nice invitation.
It actually told us what to do at the beginning of this encounter. For once. We need 4 punks on top of speakers at the same time. Ugh, why did you go over that one? So we've got 3 punks on the same speaker. That's not useful at all. Ugh. Looks like they'll just go to the nearest one. Not the one I actually throw them at. So that's inconvenient. And of course, if it's not on screen, it doesn't exist. Rain will not acknowledge
Gotta
it.
make a withdrawal.
She will not use it as a carnage thing that we can throw people onto. So this is taking a lot longer than it needs to.
This pond was all fished out.
And guys with bats are showing up. She just about killed me. And one of them fell down. 2 of them fell down. Another one fell down. We're spinning plates at this point. That did it.
Yeah, bringing down the house. What else can I use in here? Feeding time.
All to take down the apparently stereo-powered blood field, which is a term we haven't defined before. But it's those red wavy lines, which apparently rain cannot pass through. All those guys are taking cover. He splattered his face right off. There it is. Half of his head lying on the bar. The way enemies jib is fantastic. Another strong point in favor of this game. A lot to love here. I wish there was much less to hate. But we'll focus on the positive for the time being. Give it the benefit of the doubt. after that very strong opening. She's got a gun, which means I don't care about her at all. Just gonna use her for blood. This is a ridiculously tall dance club. But these sorts of things did show up in a lot of 90s movies, for some reason. Maybe they actually existed. For all your impossibly elaborate goth rave needs. Whatever. Just grounded paler. So what we need is through this door, though it's not going to be immediately obvious, even when we do go through here. You may have noticed that the first thing Rayne targeted was this gigantic block of cement at the back of the room. But now, if I hold the target button, nothing happens. If I look at Aura Vision, we got something above the busted up roof here. And she did want to fight this concrete block. Just exposed part of the wall. But now she won't look at it. Okay, miraculously she has decided to look at it again. Usually I have to leave the room entirely before she will target that again. After she targets it once. So every other interactable object like this, we could shoot it, or we could slash it. None of that will work on this part of the wall. What will work is the harpoon. Makes a lot of sense that it would work, and it would have worked on some of the other interactable objects.
Severin, I ever tell you about the butterfly collection I had as a kid? Couldn't stand to hurt them, even the dead ones, so I taped them down instead of impaling them on pins.
Huh, that's interesting. What makes you bring that up?
Oh, no reason. Times change, huh?
I'd say so.
Ah, Rayne, longing for the days when she loved to kill things, but not by stabbing them. Now, it's her favorite way to kill things. But yeah, it's kind of obscure that you need to use the harpoon to bring down that roof. It has not been used for any of the other bringing down parts of the environment things that we've had to do so far. That's my excuse for why I got stuck there for a long time, first time through. Now what we're supposed to do here is go over there and then follow a long series of rail grinds and stuff to eventually get to the railing up ahead that has the spiral staircase on it. But we can do that jump quite easily because we have very good mid-air maneuvering. And now we are on the railing we need to get to. Simple as that. Saved me like 2 minutes there. This might be a world record run. Up here, it once again does not tell us what our actual goal is. But primarily, we're just going to want to kill everybody. Once everybody's dead, it will decide that we've done good enough and progress us to the next part. But we don't know that yet. He's got to go through that skylight. Someone's got to go through the skylight. Come on.
Ugh, this is a whole new kind of angry.
Very nice, and it got us a level up.
We're getting our asses handed to us here!
Retreat! Drop the exit! Do it now!
broken animation. This splattered corpse back here was supposed to be standing right underneath where the staircase comes down, and that's why he splattered. But instead, he was standing quite a ways back and exploded for no reason. A scanner got to him.
Man, these gear movements are a serious hassle.
Yeah, I can see you from where I'm standing. Be careful, those gears look extremely heavy.
Okay, you'll let me know if anything interesting is coming my way, right?
Definitely. I'll meet you at the bottom when you're finished.
Now how am I supposed to get over there?
So it's time for the clock tower mission. BloodRayne didn't get the memo that this is a last level sort of thing, when you're a vampire who hunts vampires. But alas, our ultimate victim is not going to be Dracula, although he is the protagonist's father, so this is very, very Symphony of the Night, if we're being honest. But they're switching things up by putting the clock tower in the 3rd level instead of the very last. Great camera angle. We also can't get the minions who opened up the area here into this area, which means we cannot throw them into the spinning gears. Tragic. You'll just have to watch one of my other videos if you want to see someone get their head crammed to a bunch of gears. I recommend The Punisher. Now up here, I expected this to happen. There we go. So I mentioned earlier, there was a consistent glitch that I expected to see at the end of the video. We are at the end of the video. So there's our kestrel right there that we've been chasing. Behind her you can see purple smoke, and if you were observant, you may have noticed that there was a different character that we've never seen before submerging into the ground behind her. What is supposed to happen here didn't happen at all. We are currently stuck on this not cutscene that's happening right now. Fortunately, it is a cutscene, so when I hit X, it'll just skip us to the end of the level. But you won't know what the hell happened. So, we'll do a little theater of the mind, because I looked up at what is supposed to happen, and I will now describe it to you. So, behind the kestrel, a new character who we've never met before is supposed to emerge from the ground and have a conversation with Rain, taunting her very much the same way that the kestrels do. Then, she will initiate a boss fight, and you will actually have to fight her in a tiny room at the top of the clock tower. And it seems like, in the video I was watching, at the end of the boss fight, the boss is at like half health, and the player had like no health. So what the player did was just hide behind some gears and machinery in the room and keep the boss from ever getting to Rain. And eventually, after quite a while, the boss just said, this is not an adequate place to fight, and ran away. And the boss fight ended. So I think it's just a timed boss fight that you're supposed to wait out for a while. We won't be seeing it at all. When I hit the X button, it will skip the cutscene, it will skip the boss fight, and it will just jump us right to the end of the level. Super well-programmed game. I guess don't buy the PS3 version like I did. Buy the new versions where the cutscene actually works. But let's see the aftermath of that boss fight that was completely pointless anyway.
Oh, come on, Ephemera. No such thing as a bad place to fight.
Hey, we unlocked a new ability, even though we didn't do the boss fight. But we'll meet Ephemera later, because she ran away.
Rain, where'd you end up?
Under the clock, under the station. Ugh. Can you tell the little bastard inside my skull to turn off his jackhammer? I thought you were gonna be here.
I was there, but I had to leave.
Oh no.
Not so tough, huh, pretty?
Never seen vampires act out so obviously. Nabbing citizens, fighting the cops.
Yeah, they're going public in a big way. Like they don't care who knows.
Whatever this is, it's gonna be bad.
I know Kagan killed your mother. But you killed him. He's been dead a long time.
Severin, Kagan didn't just kill my mother, or rape her, or drive her insane. He also murdered her entire family. He wiped out an entire family so that I'd have no one to turn to but him. It wasn't even cruelty, just his policy for all the damp here he created.
I'm sorry. I had no idea.
Professor Tremaine and Brimstone got to me before Kagan did. If they hadn't, I'd probably have turned out just like the rest of his children.
You think you would have turned out like kestrels?
Jesus, I hope not.
Yeah, for real. Those things suck. And we just saw a bunch more of them surge past us into the sewer. If those last two levels didn't completely kill any potential enthusiasm you might have had for the game, the sewer level certainly will. So, I mean, just so we're not completely ruining any potential of anyone wanting to watch any more of BloodRayne 2, we will exit the game. Actually, we won't even. Let's go to the cheats option here. They've added a bunch more words that we can enter to input cheats. Some of them are really, really gross. Most of them are much more juvenile and scatological. But one of them was in all those categories at once. It is Goatsy. This is a video game that knows what Goatsy is, so I don't know, that put a smile on my face when I found that out. Cheat invalid. So, see you next time for the sewer level. Then, after that, things will probably look up, but we might have to eat our vegetables before we get our dessert.